Okay, so as mentioned, we're going to talk about how gut health impacts our hormones. So, why or how is your gut and hormones? What like how are they so connected? Well, our gut isn't just for digestion. It has so many other jobs as well. And this is where like hormones like estrogen gets detoxed and eliminated actually. um, we have these neurotransmitters like our serotonin. They're actually, and that serotonin is like our mood and our sleep. That's where our serotonin is made. And that's where, you always hear like that brain gut connection, and it's a real thing. And this is where our like really important, our key nutrients are like for our hormone production. That's where they get absorbed. So like zinc, our B vitamins, magnesium, things like that are being absorbed through our gut. So your gut, like think of it, it's like your body's like hormone kitchen. If your kitchen's it's messy, it's all backed up, or you don't have the supplies you need, you're not going to be able to like so to speak cook up these balanced hormones. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So the gut also plays a role in detoxing our estrogen. So your liver detoxes your liver actually detoxes the estrogen, but your gut is what eliminates it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if we have poor gut health, that means our estrogen is going to end up being reabsorbed. And then we end up with those, so-called estrogen dominance symptoms like the PMS, the heavy periods, the like the breast tenderness, the mood swings, irritability, things like that. So when we are supporting our regular bowel movements and our gut bacteria, that's going to help us to be able to clear out that excess estrogen. Okay.
Yeah.
So bottom line is make sure we're going to the bathroom regularly. If you're not, please let me know because we want to make sure, like, Kate, like you're using the castor oil pack right now.
Yeah.
That is also great to help with things like constipation, things like that. That's what I was originally using it for. Well, both, for my liver health too, but also for constipation. And that has helped to make such a difference because that castor oil pack helps to, like when we wear over our liver, it helps to move that stuck bile, like gets it flowing for us. So to get everything moving so that we're actually able to help our liver and our bowels to eliminate.
Does it take a long time to take effect, that castor oil? Do you have to use it for a couple of weeks to get it going, kind of?
Yeah, I mean, and it can be different for everybody. It just depends.
Uh-huh.
Um, I'm trying to think like how long I wore mine before I noticed a difference, but I was using it regularly, like you are, like you said, every day.
Yeah.
Stick with it because it also
Okay.
reduces inflammation as well. So that's
Okay.
it's not going to hurt you.
I was thinking of putting it on the back of my knees because my knees are also inflamed.
You absolutely can.
Uh-huh.
Have smaller ones that you could use if you wanted to, if you like to order, if you wanted to use something smaller, um, because they have ones that actually go over right over your neck or over your thyroid.
Yeah, wow.
So maybe something like that size would be better for over your knee.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then, so we also have within our gut, sometimes it turns to what you may have heard of as leaky gut. So
Mm-hmm.
when we have a leaky gut, that's going to confuse our hormones because when the gut lining is inflamed or it's, so-called leaky, it's going to start triggering things. So it's going to trigger the cortisol issues because it's stress, it's inflammation. Our thyroid gets suppressed, so that conversion of the T4 to T3 can't happen as well. And then we get these like autoimmune flare ups, like Hashimoto's. So if your gut's inflamed, then your hormones, they can't do their job properly. They can't focus. So your body's kind of stuck in that survival mode. Does that resonate?
Totally.
Okay. And then we also have our mineral absorption, which happens, in our gut, and we need to be able to absorb, what's coming in. And this is where I see it's very, very common. I see absorption issues on the HTMA test with just it runs the gamut for just mostly everybody, I would say, including myself. So you need, or we all need, minerals like magnesium, which is for estrogen and progesterone to help those balance out. We need our zinc for ovulation and for progesterone. And then we also need sodium and potassium, which helps to support our adrenals, which is, for example, our adrenal cocktail. So that's our sodium and our potassium drink. So,
Okay, can you back up 1 minute?
oh,
If
sure.
you don't have enough zinc, then you don't have enough progesterone.
Right. Yes. So our
Oh,
minerals,
that's so interesting.
yeah, well, like a lot of times people ask me, like, before they do the test, they'll say, well, will this tell me about my hormones, or will this tell me my hormone levels? And, I say, well, this isn't going to tell you your hormone levels specifically like a Dutch test would, but your minerals are related specifically to your hormones. So like copper has to do with estrogen. So by knowing your copper levels, that tells us what's going on with your estrogen. Your zinc is your progesterone. So this is how we can, because it all comes down to our minerals. And when our minerals are imbalanced, that's what creates the hormonal symptom. So that's the minerals are throwing off the hormones. A lot of people think it's the other way around, but it starts with our minerals because the minerals are literally the spark plugs of our body.
Yeah.
And we need them to do all of these functions, including helping us to create those nice, happy, healthy, balanced hormones.
So I asked you this before, but I'm going to bring it out in this meeting.
Sure.
The hormone replacement therapy, you're probably not for it.
And I mean, again,
Postmenopausal.
yeah, I mean, everybody's different, but it can be used kind of as a crutch, so to speak.
Until you get there.
Right, to help you along so that because you do want to feel better. A lot of people want that quick fix. You want to feel better right away, and I totally get that. If that's what's going to help you feel better, then I'm not against that. But you still need to be working towards your mineral balance because the hormone replacement therapy isn't going to balance those minerals for you. So
right, I get it.
on, it's not going to hit the root cause for you.
Yeah, I get it.
So it's kind of just, helping
It's a bridge.
a little bit. Exactly. Yeah. So depending on, where you're at and how you're feeling with that, well, like I said, everybody's different. If you want that support, then, I'm not one to say, no, don't do that. But if, but I am going to say, please continue to support your minerals while you're doing that.
Yeah.
So, and if somebody, is like, what, I don't want that at all, and I am going to try to support my minerals as best I can, I think that's awesome too. But at the end of the day, we got to support the mineral balance because that's what's going to hit the root cause for all of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so with the absorption, a lot of us dealing with the absorption issue. So we need these specific minerals to help with our absorption. So if our gut health is a little off, we're not going to be absorbing or taking in what we're eating, even if we're eating really well. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I ate clean, I ate healthy. I don't understand why I'm having all these symptoms. Well, it could just come down to this absorption issue. You could be eating, super clean, super healthy, but if your body's not actually absorbing what you're eating, it's going to create that imbalance within your minerals and then within your hormones.
Yeah.
But doesn't the super healthy diet help your gut?
It does to an extent, but if you're lacking certain minerals, we need certain things to help build up those minerals. So like, for example, I've eaten pretty clean and healthy for as long as I can remember. I work out at the gym like all my life. And when I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism, I literally turned around and was like, me? And it was only me and the doctor in the room. I'm like, you're talking to me? I'm like, I'm healthy. What are you talking about? And even though I ate healthy, I wasn't eating enough for one, which was suppressing my metabolism, which then suppressed my thyroid. And I wasn't eating enough of the right foods that my body was actually lacking mineral wise. So once the HTMA targeted for me exactly what I was lacking, now I was able to fill those gaps with those specific.
And it really worked for you.
Oh, 100%. Next month, September, will be 5 years since I was diagnosed, and I have never taken medication. I walked out that door. I said, I'm not doing that. I am not taking medication. The thought of medication freaked me out more than my diagnosis. And that's me. That's me. I'm not saying that, and anybody should not take it, but
Have you seen your numbers actually change?
they've kind of gone back and forth, but they've stayed in a decent range. They've kind of stayed steady, but I go more by what my HTMA tells me, because
Okay.
with blood labs, our blood, it's static, and it literally, it's always trying to find balance. It's always searching for homeostasis, and it will literally steal from our tissues to create that balance. So it's not always the most accurate, or a lot of, you'll hear a lot of people say, oh, my labs were normal. Why am I having all these symptoms?
Yeah.
There can be enough thyroid hormone in the blood to show normal, but not on that cellular level where it actually needs to be used. So now with the HTMA, you're looking at that cellular level and how it's being used. So with our,
How often?
no, go ahead.
How often do you take an HTMA?
I used to do it every 6 months. It's been, I think October will be a year for me. I've kind of gone a longer stretch. I think because I've been feeling really good, so I don't really feel the need. Like, I think the longer I've gone, I've
Yeah.
gotten into my routine. I've gotten into my protocol. It's just become such a lifestyle for me. I'm feeling good. So I just kind of feel like, all right, I'm on a good path now. I'm feeling really good. I am curious though. So I thought, I've made it this far. Let me go a full year and let me see now what it's going to be. And I'll share
Yeah.
that too, when I do get to that point. But I've had many ups and downs along the way. I've had, to the point where my hair was coming out in clumps. And it was just when I thought I was getting better, all of a sudden this happened with my hair. And I was like, what happened? Like, I thought I was doing good. I thought I was getting better. And it just shot me right back down. And it was devastating. I had such a pit in my stomach to like come out of the shower and comb my hair because the clumps would just come out. I didn't want to take a shower because of the clumps that would come out after my shower. And um, I look back now, how like Facebook will send you memories and stuff like that. And I look back at the pictures and I'm like, oh my gosh, from like 2 years ago, like what a difference in my hair alone I can see. It was very thin, and it looked greasy even after I just washed it. It was weird. Um, but yeah, so I stuck with it, and I kept digging deeper and deeper, trying to figure this out. And I feel like I've gotten closer to like the protocol that I have now created. Like, this is what's getting us to our root cause. This is like, it all comes down to that like iron recycling system for us, because this is something our general doctors don't realize, that the iron in our blood is actually 10 times higher in our tissues. And that's because over the years, like, everything is fortified with iron. Our cereals, all our packaged foods, even our medications contain iron. We're getting iron from everywhere. So as we get older and as we age, we're collecting more and more iron. The problem with that is that it's storing in our tissues, our liver, and our spleen. That's not where it should be, because now it's going to rust. Because iron is what ages us. So now it rusts in these places where we don't want it. And that's what turns to sickness, disease, cancers. Iron is like sugar.
Never heard of that.
Yes, iron is like sugar to our body. So this is why our protocol is working on, because now like what we need to combat this is copper. So we are working to create bioavailable copper, because a lot of us have copper that's bio unavailable. That means it's there in our body, but it's not in a usable form. So we need to make it available. When we make it bioavailable, it turns into something called ceruloplasmin. That's the body's main, like, major antioxidant. That ceruloplasmin goes into where the excess unbound iron is, and it will push it back to our red blood cells, where now we're going to have energy. We're going to feel really good. Copper is the anti-ager. Where
So if you have like a low blood iron, you may still have a bunch in your tissues that's just not coming out.
100%. Yes. So if you're told you're anemic, there's really no such thing, because it's not that you have too much iron, it's more that you have iron dysregulation. You have too much actually in your tissues.
So
So,
when people,
Okay.
you just brought up a term, when people are dysregulated,
mhm.
it can take a long time to get regulated again, correct?
Yeah, because our minerals don't move overnight,
Yeah, okay.
and we don't want to push them. That's
Yeah,
why you'll hear me say, like, when we work with our supplementation, we want to go really slow. We want to take our time. We don't want to force it. We don't want to force our body into anything, because when we force it or push it, it's going to push back,
yeah,
and it's not going to feel good when it pushes back. We don't want, we're trying to not get those detox symptoms. We don't want the headaches. We don't want digestive upset. We don't want to feel more fatigued. And if you do, that's okay, but it's a sign from your body that just says, hey, I'm not ready for all of this yet. Let's pull back a little bit. And,
yeah.
and then we'll reset and we start over again.
So does it take 5 years to get the iron out of the tissue?
There's no like set time. I mean, I'm still working on it right now.
Yeah,
But I've figured out now. I mean, now that, like, you're at an advantage, because I didn't realize this when I first started.
uh-huh,
I've gone through, many years of research and trial and error, and now I'm figuring it out. And now that I have, now I'm seeing, I mean, I was seeing results before, but now I'm seeing better results.
uh-huh, okay.
And we'll get to a point, like, your protocol and your supplementation, this is like a first phase. And once we get really good with that, and our body's feeling really good with this supplementation and our foods and all the things, there's another phase of supplementation, but it's more whole food type of things that I would have you incorporate. But we're not gonna, like I said, we're going slow. We're not pushing anything. We don't.
Yeah, okay.
Plus it gets overwhelming when you have too much at once anyway.
Yeah, now I notice I have cortisol spikes at night when like around 2 and 3 in the morning.
Hmm.
If I have protein before I go to bed, should that address that problem?
That can help. Definitely keeping, I mean, protein throughout the day is definitely going to be helping. Like, you want to have at least 30 to 40 grams of protein at each meal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Because figure that that's only roughly what, 90 to 120 grams of protein.
right.
And that's, I mean, ideally we want more like one gram per pound of our body weight.
So how do you get the cortisol spikes to dissolve at night? What can you do?
Are you having the protein at night and throughout the day?
The protein through the day, but at night, what I do after dinner, I have kiwi and salt,
Okay.
and then I have rice cakes with sunflower seed butter. I'm going to switch that up and have
Yeah.
millet gluten-free bread with sunflower seed butter, 2 egg whites, and see what that does.
Yeah, because even though the kiwi and the sea salt make that adrenal cocktail, your sodium, potassium,
It's sugar.
still a higher sugar. And then the rice cake is sugar
Yeah.
because it's a carbohydrate. So
So I'm going to go for the gluten-free millet bread, which is grain.
that's still, it's probably better than the rice cake,
Uh-huh.
but adding those
You,
eggs in there will
For
be
good.
great. And see how
Okay.
that
can
goes.
you do just plain nuts, or can you not handle nuts?
Me?
Yeah,
No, I don't do nuts too well.
you don't do nuts. Because I had an issue with cortisol and a few years back in the middle of the night, and when I was working with a nutritionist, then she recommended 6 to 9 almonds, and it transformed my sleeping. It was
Wow. So you
phenomenal.
you would have cortisol spikes at night?
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
Tremble
I just wake up and be alert for hours.
and shake.
I didn't shake, but it was terrible.
Okay, good to hear.
But she also suggested, like you're talking about egg whites, she also said something about if it couldn't handle nuts to do some other protein and fat. So I would think the egg whites would work well.
I'm going to give it a try.
Or even have the whole egg so you get that healthy fat with it too, because that's going to help
Okay.
Yeah.
slow absorption of the.
I
Yeah.
just don't want food sitting in my gut all night while I'm sleeping, though.
No, I mean, just like if you have like a hard boiled egg or however you're going to have it. I mean, eggs aren't very heavy, and that's your fat and your protein
Okay.
together, and it helps slow absorption of any sugars. And it,
Okay.
keep you fuller, more satiated. So that might help with your sleep a little bit.
Okay. Good.
Mhm.
I'll give it a
I
try.
would think so. Yeah.
Yeah, or even if you just want to do the egg white, like she said, the nuts, like do like a handful of nuts with it, or a couple of Brazil nuts.
She said she can't do nuts well.
Oh,
What
that's
about the sunflower butter? That's fat, right?
That I do really well with that.
So she could do that with her egg whites, correct?
yeah. You could do that with your egg whites.
Yeah.
Just like a spoonful instead of on the bread.
Right. I'd say eliminate the bread altogether. That would be the best option. If you want to switch it to the bread that you said, and then see how that goes for you. And then if
Mm-hmm.
you're still having, the cortisol spikes, try to eliminate it completely.
Okay.
So yeah, so with our absorption, yeah, we need these particular minerals. And this is why, like with the HTMA, it goes together with the gut healing very powerfully together, because we can see those particular minerals, like especially like your cobalt levels. If they're low, that tells me you have very low stomach acid. So that's going to be the need for the hydrochloric acid, the betaine HCl pepsin that I've recommended to a lot of you. And that's going to help you to be able to break down the food that you're eating. So you want to make sure you're eating, or not eating that, but taking that while you're eating your food, because it will help you break down your food and be able to absorb your minerals much, much better. Um, so some signs that, for yourself to know that if you have any kind of like gut issues or gut health that's impacting your hormones, if you're having any kind of like bloating or constipation or diarrhea or anything like that, obviously, there's something going on. If you're having any kind of skin breakouts, especially around your jawline, okay, PMS or any kind of period problems, period issues, if you're kind of low on energy, especially after you eat, or any kind of like brain fog, you're feeling kind of irritable, those all have to do with our gut health. So,
You said if your cobalt was low, that
yes,
was a sign,
it's a sign of low stomach acid.
and that would help. Okay. I can't remember what mine is, but I was gonna try to pull it up on my screen, but I don't know how to do that. So
Yeah, but I'll try to remember to take a look after. But if you look in
I
either way,
definitely know I have some
question.
gut issues, and I feel perplexed by them. So
Yeah, if you have a question on any of them, I mean, you're in here now, so any questions you have at all, we have our chat. You can just reach out if you even wanted to create a post, because there's like a topic you want to talk about and see, get the community going on the topic, or
yeah,
whatever it is you want to do. That's entirely up to you, but I'm here to answer whatever question you have.
awesome. Oh, I did pull up my. I was confused when you were talking about like some things read high, but they mean low on
Yeah.
your test.
So say whichever one, say calcium or magnesium, if it's showing high, we want to be in the middle of that white section.
Okay.
Anything above or below that is an imbalance. Anything above that would look high, right?
Right.
That
But
actually
it really means, yeah,
if
go
that
ahead.
is a depletion, because we just tested your hair, which is a tissue, and say calcium, for example. Calcium belongs in our bones and in our teeth. When we just see all this calcium coming out in your tissue, it doesn't belong in your tissue. But due to stress, calcium will leach itself out of your bones and your teeth and go into your tissues. So that's how now we see it's a high tissue calcium. So there's all this calcium in your tissues. We don't want it there. So that's how it's a
Okay.
depletion, because it's not. So just like the copper can be there in your body and it's bio unavailable, not able to be used, the calcium is a possibility that it's also bio unavailable because it's there in your body, but not in a usable state because it's not where it belongs. So it can't really be used by your body. So if it is showing high, then that actually means it's depletion. Same thing with magnesium or sodium or potassium, any of them like that. So what was I going to say? With the calcium, when it goes into your tissues, well, calcium is a hard substance and our tissues are soft. So we don't want it anywhere that's soft. And that's where people end up with like hardening of the arteries, gallstones, kidney stones, cataracts, joint pain, things like that. So
So what if your calcium is like mine's just a hair above low? What if it were showing low? What does that mean?
okay. That would still mean that you don't have enough, not that you don't have enough, but it's not in your bones where it belongs. It's in your tissues, and we still need to move it back to your bone.
So if it's low or if it's high on the scale, it's saying it's not available to us.
Right. I know
Oh,
I know it gets confusing.
yeah, it
If it
does.
if it's high, that's going to tell me that you have more tendencies toward hypothyroid, like low thyroid. If it's low,
But
it's going to be more hyperthyroid.
but mine is, just barely above the low, and I have tendencies towards hypothyroidism.
Yes. Yep.
But you said the opposite. So I'm
That's
trying.
high. If it's high, that's tendencies towards hypo.
But mine's not high. Mine
Okay.
is like, you can't see it. So it's at like 20, no, it's at 31.
So yours is just below.
It's like in the white,
Hmm.
but it's really close to where it says low.
So yours is okay. So yours is low then.
But didn't you say if it was low, I would have more tendency to hyperthyroid?
Yeah.
I mean, the last time I checked, but that was like 2 years ago, I was hypo.
It can switch back and forth. I'm going to take a look at your I wish my computer worked. I'm going to take a look at uh, your test after this when we're done so I can take a peek and see because I want it to
So
make sense to you.
we do that where high for me was just barely sodium at 36 and zinc was like whoo, off the chart at 84.
Okay, yeah. So that means you're losing zinc.
So I want to ask you a question while you're talking about this. If I'm taking thyroid medication, will that mask?
No,
So the minerals will still show depletion if they're not where they're supposed to be.
right.
And
Because
I have to have thyroid medication because I don't have a thyroid, so I have no choice in the matter.
right. This is
Okay.
showing us how well your cells are able to use that thyroid hormone.
Yeah, okay.
And that's
So,
through your sodium and I mean your calcium and calcium potassium ratio,
okay.
which is the thyroid ratio.
So I tested back in April. Do you think there'll be much of a shift between April and September if I test in September, October?
Yes, there's definitely a possibility to see
Oh,
change.
good.
Sure. And we'll be
Because
able to,
I've already been able to decrease my thyroid medication.
oh my gosh, good for you. That is amazing.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's we're going to be able to compare the two tests so we'll
yeah.
be able to see all the changes that you've made so far.
Okay, good.
So that's exciting.
So if my zinc is high,
Hmm.
does that mean that it's a copper problem?
You're if,
No.
when your when your zinc is high like that, it means you're losing it through your tissues.
Okay. But
So
it's not about copper. I thought they were connected.
They are when you typically they work synergistically together. So tell me where your copper is right now.
1.1.
It's low, right?
I mean, it's in the white range, but yeah, it's pretty much low.
Yeah. So that means, yeah, that you have bio unavailable copper. So we need to make it available and turn it into ceruloplasmin so that it can move that stuck iron for you. And that will help bring the zinc back down as
Now,
we do that.
and that will help heal the gut.
Yes.
How do you
Fascinating.
do this?
Do you take thyroid medication, Joel?
I don't need more. I took it maybe for 2 years, and I just got tired of dealing with medication. I was always against medication,
Yeah, I am too,
and
but I have
I
to.
yeah, and so I took it because I felt like it was gonna get me through. And then my ultimate goal was to be able to have a second baby and not have major health problems after I had him. Like I had problems with the first. And so after I had him, I did really well. And I was like, well, guess I don't need my medicine anymore. So I just got rid of it. And I never had a problem after that with like any reactions to it. So I've just been trying to do everything natural and trying to figure it out.
Yeah, good for
But
you.
thanks.
That's wonderful. I love that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, our for our gut, that T4 to T3 conversion happens even in our liver, the T4 to T3 conversion happens. So when that iron is building up and it's getting stuck in both places, it's making that conversion really difficult, right?
Mm, that is so interesting. And the iron gets stuck because of the copper,
No, well, because we don't have enough.
because we don't have enough.
Because we don't have enough copper. They did a study on, gosh, I think it was mice, and they they depleted them of like they just didn't give them any copper whatsoever, and their iron stores just went through the roof.
Oh, wow.
So we need that, but we need it to be bioavailable. So,
So, like, would you say that copper supplementation is not the way to go,
well, we are building up that bioavailable copper through your supplementation because
but not direct copper?
right. But the beef liver is copper. Beef liver
Oh,
is
okay.
like one of the most nutrient dense foods on the planet. But I know a lot of us don't want to eat it. So that's why we take it in pill form. You are certainly welcome to eat beef liver. Some people will, some people do. Some people even grind it up um, and like make meatballs with it or mix it with, ground beef just to mask it a little bit, just to get it in that way. I prefer the pills, so I do it that way. But your like you start with your adrenal cocktail, which is your sodium and potassium. They work synergistically together, and the sodium and potassium gets us ready to be able to absorb the magnesium. So then after your adrenal cocktail, that's when we have our trace mineral drops. Then we have the magnesium lotion we put on our feet at night. We have our Mag SRT, which is our malate version. It's a little more energizing, so we take that in the morning. Then we also have the glycinate, which is a little more relaxing, so we take that in the evening. Our magnesium burn rate is so high that we need to constantly be replenishing it throughout the day. We
Mm.
need that magnesium to help with building the bioavailable copper.
Yeah, the thing is, I can't take it because of my medication contraindicates with it.
Okay.
Oh
Oh,
no.
oh, is it all of them?
The thyroid medication.
Right. Is it all of the magnesiums?
I take magnesium taurate
Oh, right. That's right.
at
Yeah.
night.
Yeah. So that's okay. Because yeah, there's the different versions and um, and that's good too. Because that way you're still getting the magnesium.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's the whole food vitamin C. Whole food vitamin C is different than just like ascorbic acid because ascorbic acid is the shell of the vitamin C, and that actually tears down your bioavailable copper. That's why we want whole food vitamin C specifically. So if you're choosing to do the adrenal cocktail powder, for your adrenal cocktails, that has the whole food vitamin C in it. So then you won't need a separate whole food vitamin C powder that I have listed on most of your protocols.
I
Okay.
have a question about that.
Sure.
I I decided to buy some because I thought it might be a little easier for me than mixing it all together. But am I supposed to have juice with it? Because there's no sugar in it.
You can. There's a lot. There's so many different recipes out there. Like if you Googled adrenal cocktail recipe, you'd like get a whole different array of them. How I like it best, I actually do a little bit of aloe vera juice because it's very
Hmm.
soothing to the gut and it has like no sugar. So that way I'm able to cut down on the sugar. And then I do coconut water with it as well because there's they're both very high in potassium. And I need to,
I just do water with my jigsaw cocktail. Is that it?
yeah, you can.
Okay.
It's
So
personal, really.
if you can do just water, why does the cocktail that you mix yourself, why is it so high in sugar? Because it's orange juice.
Because orange juice is the whole food vitamin C portion of that recipe.
Interesting.
And
Okay.
potassium. It's also the potassium as well. Because we
But
need,
it doesn't have to do with the sugar. The sugar's not necessary.
no, it's not necessary. And some people, if they want to mix it all together like that and they find that the sugar is too much for them, I usually have them put like a scoop of collagen powder in it, for the protein to balance that off, or
Right.
have a handful of nuts with it, eat a little small snack with it.
I mean, I will just avoid the juice if I can, if that's still going to be good for me. Like,
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
100%. Yeah, you could do it with just water if you wanted. I do mine with aloe vera juice and coconut water.
Yeah.
You could do
Okay.
it with, I do it with, oh, I forget. I think it was coconut water, and then I would squeeze a fresh lime in there
Mm.
because
That'd
that,
probably be nice. It tastes pretty bad.
yeah, because that's your whole food vitamin C there too. So
Yeah.
yes, so but if you wanted to purchase the whole food vitamin C powder, you could put that in the adrenal cocktail if you wanted, or you could just put that in water. That one actually tastes pretty good. But we want to start with the adrenal cocktail. Start with one. And I've listed, I don't know if you've had a chance to look in the classroom yet. It's at the top of the membership under classroom. There's a whole bunch of things in there that I have different kinds of recipes for you. I have different guides. I actually just created a calendar.
Notice.
I'm sorry, what's that?
I didn't notice that. I was looking through it. I'm gonna look right now.
Top, it should say classroom, like along the top row. So
When
there's,
I looked at it, everything was empty.
huh, that's odd.
Yeah, it all just says 0%.
Oh, you click on it. It just means you haven't looked at it yet.
Oh,
That means you haven't done it yet.
okay. I'm really not into this computer stuff.
I get it. I get it.
Gosh. Okay, cool.
So today I just created and I uploaded a calendar that shows you like week 1 adrenal cocktail 10 a.m. Week 2 second adrenal cocktail 2 p.m. Week 3 trace mineral drops and what was it, the magnesium lotion. So that way you can see, like, because I'm a visual, so I need to see it. So I thought maybe that would help. And there's a little video in there too explaining it.
Okay.
And where is that?
That's under, go to the membership, go to the top, and there'll be a spot that says classroom.
Okay.
Click on classroom, and then that will bring you to all the things that I have in there, like all your different recipes. There's
Yeah.
anti-inflammatory recipes, there's high protein recipes, there's gut healing recipes. Um, the calendar that I just created for the supplements today. What else? There's something else I was working on. There was a checklist I was working on today for you, but then my computer was not working for me, so that took me away from that. But I do plan on still getting that pulled together for you. But yeah, check that out. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I put in there. Some information about like if you're a slow metabolizer or if you're a fast metabolizer. And if there's anything that comes to mind for you that you'd like to see, or you'd like more, if there's a graphic you'd like done up, you're that visual kind of person too. Anything you want to focus on, talk about for our lives, just, let me know.
Good. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So on the mineral analysis chart,
Sure.
if it's not totally in the white, like there's blue and then there's like lighter blue and then there's white.
Mm-hmm.
If it's the lighter blue, does that indicate low still?
Anything, it's funny how they do the colors, but anything above or below that middle of the white area is considered an imbalance. And you're never
Okay.
going to find a perfect balance on an HTMA test.
Okay, so that means most of my things are low.
I think no, you're not in a four lows pattern, are you?
Can't remember what are the four things that
Your
are supposed
your four main minerals are the first four that fall in line on the first.
No, I have a higher sodium, but that means it's low because it's high.
It means you're burning through it.
Oh, okay. And then I have actually in the middle white range magnesium. And then my other two are low.
Okay, yeah. So yeah. I'm gonna take a look back at that. Where's your go down a little bit to the significant ratios. It's a smaller box.
Yeah.
The one that says Ca/K. That's calcium to potassium.
Mm-hmm. It's
What
is it?
5.14.
The CaK, calcium to potassium. 5.4.
Wait, CAK, NAK?
CaK.
Oh, mine is 16.
Oh, CAK.
Okay.
Mine is
Four-
16. What does that mean?
16. What's the
CAK is 16.
Yeah, where's the what's the middle there?
What do you mean?
Let's see.
Oh, the middle range is between 1.6 and 12. No, it's not. 2.2 and 6.2.
Yeah,
Mine's a 4.43.
that's good. What's 16 mean, Kelsie?
16 is, I'm trying to remember what the 4.4 you said?
Yeah. And you're sure this is sodium? I mean, this is calcium potassium?
CaK?
Yeah, CAK is calcium potassium.
Yes.
Is that what we're looking at? Calcium potassium.
Yes, that's your thyroid.
Okay.
So
So
what does 16 mean?
yours is a 4.4. What did you say?
Mine is. Yeah, and Kate's is a 16.
Okay, so 4.4. Yeah, that's low.
Okay. Even though it's right in the middle of the white?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So that's
They
so that
say it's acceptable though.
I know that. Yeah, I don't like the way they do that. So anything that's above or below the middle of the white, that's an imbalance. So a 4.4 would be, that's where the hyperthyroid type symptoms come into play.
But
And
what did 16 mean?
that's just saying that there's tendencies towards it.
Mm-hmm.
16 is, I'm trying to remember what the middle ground is. I don't have it in front of me because I can't. Let me see.
In the middle says 4.20, where it has the actual dash. The middle.
Looking to see if I can
Okay.
find one.
Can you take a text?
Oh, I have it here. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. Here it is. Okay. Take a look on this one. Turn the page. There we go. Oh, okay. Okay. So 4.4 would actually be high. I'm sorry, because it's the 4.2 is the middle ground. So you
Mhm.
are more hypo.
Okay.
Not very high though. That's not very high.
Yeah.
Obviously you're right, in that range, which is good. And then the 16, so the 16 is running high, but still not crazy high at all.
So what does it mean?
It just means that you have tendencies towards hypothyroid.
Okay, all right. So if my thyroid numbers are coming back more optimal, that should change, don't you think?
Oh that will show us the difference in your mineral levels as well.
Okay, good. Well, this has been very helpful, very nice.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. Are there any other questions or anything coming up for you while we're still on?
Not for me, I'm good. How about you, Joel?
Oh, I have so many questions all the time. Just trying to understand all this. Um, I think I need to get my husband and my daughter to take a hair mineral test because some of my thoughts are really mixed with their issues. Because I'm really intrigued with this copper thing. My husband has a condition called pyroluria. Have you ever heard of that?
You're breaking up.
Say that again.
My husband has a condition called pyroluria. Have
Okay.
you heard of that?
I have.
And so he has to have zinc and some vitamins because all of that comes out in his urine in his pyrroles because he has an excessive amount of pyrroles in his body. And so it causes problems with his copper. But what we have heard is that it makes copper high, but it's probably unavailable. It's probably bio-unavailable. But the
Mm.
doctor is always wanting to give him copper supplements, and it makes him crazy when he takes them.
It's too much.
It makes him have horrible anxiety.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to figure all this, I'm just trying to piece this together. Like, what does all that mean? And then, like, with the progesterone thing, and I'm trying to connect it to my life too. His doctor now has him on progesterone because he says that sleep apnea is connected to your brain that literally is like stops sending signals to your body to breathe at night. And so he has discovered that progesterone causes your brain to like reactivate. And so I've been thinking that I might have a similar issue, the way I've been waking up at night in like panics. Um, and so I see that, you know, my copper is low, which my zinc isn't available to me, right?
Right.
Makes my progesterone probably low.
Right.
You know what
And
I
like,
did, Joel, which helped me a lot? Sorry
what's
to
that?
interrupt you, but I
Oh,
did a independent consultation with Kelsie. It was really helpful to me.
oh yeah, I probably do that, huh? Yeah, so I'm just trying to piece this all together. Like, what does it mean?
Yeah. It is. So are you thinking too that you and your husband have a lot of the same symptoms
Yeah,
that are overlapping?
yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I know I don't have pyroluria. I've been tested for that and I don't, but I think my daughter might because it runs in the family and she has some just similar behavior issues like my husband. Um,
I'm gonna guess because that's what it all boils down to. But we all have, and I'll look into it to confirm, but it all comes down to this iron dysregulation.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's just a matter of, like how I said, the iron in our liver, our spleen, and our tissues doesn't belong there, and it turns toxic over time and turns to all this sickness, disease, and all this, different things.
Mhm.
And it's just a matter of how it manifests in each individual. So, for some, it ends up as like an autoimmune, or for others, it ends up as lupus, or for some, it ends up as, depending on where more of this iron gets stored. Like lupus, for example, is dysregulated, a dysregulated spleen because of all the iron buildup in it.
Mhm.
So it just depends. So this is basically what it comes down to as the root cause. How is that affecting the individual? And then these are the symptoms that are coming out of this individual because of it. So, but looking, obviously seeing their mineral levels will give us more, but like a bigger picture.
Yeah, that's good to do that. I might do it for my husband too. That's a good idea, Joel.
Yeah, absolutely. Because,
We took this test years ago, like I think 11 years ago,
oh wow.
maybe 10. And that's actually when we first worked with someone who even knew anything about pyroluria. She was an HTMA consultant, and that was so helpful. But we didn't continue to work with her for 10 years, so he's sort of been just like trying to figure out what to do this whole time, because he's like, well, I feel better when I take B6 and zinc, but if I take too much, I feel terrible.
Well, the thing with zinc, that's a tough one. I'm going to look further into this, but zinc overall, like if you look at, there's a guide in under our classroom that tells about all of our supplements, and we start with the stops. I have all these stops that don't take these anymore if you're taking them. Zinc is one of them. Our B vitamins is one of them.
Oh, really?
Yes,
You need other things to help.
zinc blocks our bioavailable copper,
Yeah.
changes our metabolic processes. And B vitamins, we need our B vitamins. I don't know what kind he's taking, but we want them from whole foods. We don't want a pill form. Pill form is synthetic. So if he's not feeling any better, that's because he's not taking the right supplementation.
Oh. So, I mean, is it magnesium that really helps all of these things the most?
It's a combination. I mean, magnesium is definitely a huge key player here, but it's that combination. We need, like I said, we need the sodium and potassium, so that because that helps our body to absorb the magnesium. Because like I said, there's a lot of people have the absorption issue. A lot of people tell me, oh, well, I'm already taking magnesium. Okay, that's wonderful, but it doesn't mean your body's absorbing it. We want to make sure you're absorbing it. Because a lot of people still complain of the symptoms, even though like, well, I'm taking this, but then they still tell me they're having symptoms. Like, well, you might not be absorbing it, but we don't know until we see your levels, things like that.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Because I definitely, like, from an average person, he would lose his B vitamins and his zinc at an excessive rate.
Okay.
And like before he started supplementing them, he started having like horrible panic attacks, and his mood was just really low.
Mhm.
Um, so there has to be I would think there has to be something like extra that he needs. Like, would he need extra amounts of these in food form, or is it just because there's so much dysregulation of iron?
Well, the synthetic pill forms are not being absorbed by the body, and anything that's synthetic turns toxic in our body over time.
But it has shown to help him. Why would it be?
Because it can at first, but then
Mm.
over a long period of time, it's really not, because it's synthetic.
Is that the same with the hormone replacement therapy?
Right, right.
So the best thing is not to just
Ultimately,
use it for a short period.
yeah. Ultimately, we need to work on our mineral dysregulation.
Right, I get it.
So he could incorporate like some bee pollen, um, nutritional yeast. Those are
He
great.
loves that stuff.
Bee pollen is, I can actually send you that or you can go on your full scope.
Send me to Kelsie on text.
Okay.
if you would, please.
Sure. Though that you can get through full script, the bee pollen, I'll send those. The nutritional yeast, you want non-fortified nutritional yeast because we don't want any iron in that.
Oh, okay. Is the Bragg's one? Do you know if that's a good brand? Do you use that one?
I'll send you the one I recommend. That one's also on full script. And there
Okay.
you get your discount as well. The bee pollen, I will sprinkle that into like a protein shake, or it's sweet, and you only need a very little. Start very like they're little granules, like little dots almost. Literally start with like one little dot. Like make sure, because the whole food is more powerful than a pill. You want
Right.
to have, because this is normally further down the line in our phases of supplementation, but because I know your husband needs those B vitamins so desperately, but I would still say go slow with it. Make sure,
Yeah.
so or you could sprinkle it in yogurt, something like that. However, he sees fit.
I feel like the zinc is even more of an issue because his progesterone is seriously low. And so if the zinc connects to that, like,
But when we get that iron copper dysregulation more balanced, everything else comes into play. Everything else because our minerals, like I said, they work synergistically together. So they're almost like dominoes. And when one goes down, they all go down. But when you bring back the main ones,
It brings them all up.
they follow suit that way too.
Good.
So you don't have to worry about working on every single one individually. We focus on what's the most important, which is that iron copper dysregulation, and that brings everything else back to balance.
so I feel like I'm missing something. How do we get that copper iron balanced?
That's going to be through your supplementation. So your supplementation is helping you to build the bioavailable copper. So your sodium, potassium, which comes through your adrenal cocktail, and also the whole food vitamin C is in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's in the whole food vitamin C. If you're having the adrenal cocktail powder,
Yeah.
making your adrenal cocktail.
And you said the liver was really important. That's another problem I'm nervous about. I have a friend who's done a lot of stuff in the health world, and she's like completely against vitamin A and says it like poisons people. And so like she used to be into liver and now she's like cut it out. And so I'm like try not to be influenced by her, but
Yeah,
I feel like nervous.
put your blinders on.
You
My,
think it's okay?
we need the real form of vitamin A. We don't need the synthetic form. Like,
And she thinks we need nothing.
no.
But
Vitamin A, retinol. We need retinol, which is our real form of vitamin A, helps to build up that bioavailable copper. So we need the whole food vitamin C, and the retinol helps to build that bioavailable copper. A lot of things are fortified, like our milk is fortified with vitamin A and vitamin D. They're synthetic. We don't want that in our milk. We want real
yeah.
retinol, though. That's in our beef liver.
And is it
Okay.
also in chicken liver?
Yes, not as high, but yeah,
Okay.
beef liver is more nutrient dense,
Okay.
but
And these are like big old capsules. Can I dissolve this in water?
the beef liver.
Yeah. I can't swallow pills.
Oh yeah, even with the beef liver, you can open those up and you can sprinkle them over your food too.
Okay.
And it's good to have them with food because it helps with the absorption.
Okay.
You could do them that way.
Is it possible to get too much copper?
No. I mean the body only doesn't need a huge amount of copper, but most of us have it in
Okay.
the form that's just not available. It's there, but it's not in a usable state. And it takes a lot to actually build it up because our minerals don't move quickly. So it takes time of being consistent with the protocol to see those small movements over time to where you notice it in your symptoms. You notice you're starting to feel better.
Okay.
Gee,
All
this
right.
has been
I'm getting it now. I'm getting it. I'm good.
excellent. Very good. Good questions. Learned a lot.
Yes, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. And if you have any other questions too, throughout the week, I'm, in the chat. Um, just to give you a little heads up, I am going away this weekend. I haven't been away in like 10 years, but
Oh, well,
I'm I'm going away because my brother's making me. He's planning
oh, good.
a birthday trip, my birthday was like back in the spring, but for myself and my husband, he's planned a birthday for the two of us to go away with the family.
Oh,
And I'm kind of like, I haven't been away in so long. Like taking me out of my routine, and I'm such a routine person. So I'm kind of,
uh,
but
I'm reading your sign back there. It says just breathe.
it
You
does.
got this.
I'm glad you could see that. Yes. Constant reminder.
Well, have a good time wherever you're going.
Thank you. We're actually going to Rehoboth Beach,
Oh,
Delaware.
fun. Have a great time.
Thank you. Thank you. But I just wanted to let you know I will still be around on the chat if I don't get to you right away, just because I'm with family. But I will, if you have any questions, still go ahead and throw it in there, and I will get to you at some point for sure.
Okay, we can wait
Excellent.
for you to get
Not
back.
a big deal. Not a big deal. It's okay. I'm constantly, I live on my phone because of this job, and that's okay. I want to make sure your answers.
You're very dedicated, I can tell you that.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you, Joel. It was nice meeting you too.
Okay.
Good
Yeah.
luck to
Oh,
you.
yeah. Thank you.
And, we will meet again next month. I wanted to see what was a good time for everybody, but some of the ladies didn't show up. So I'm actually going to do a poll in here, and then we can get an idea of what's a good time for everyone. And also, like I said, I want to do some nervous system regulation and get that on the calendar too.
Good.
I get an idea of what's a good time for everyone. I can put both of these in there. So we'll have 2 calls a month. One will be for the Q&A.
Oh, cool.
The other one will be for the nervous system regulation.
Very
Awesome.
good.
We
Excellent.
definitely need this. I'm glad I signed up.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you did too, because I get it. And
I was trying to explain this to my daughter. She's like, "What meeting do you have?" And I was like, "It's gonna be really relaxing." She goes, "Why would that be relaxing?" And I'm like, "Well, it's sort of like taking a bath." She's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "A bath. It seems boring to you, but it's relaxing to
right,
me."
right. It's some me time.
For myself, yeah.
Absolutely.
She's 12, so everything's a question to
Yes.
her.
Well, my 8-year-old wanted to come on with us. So, and I was like, no,
Oh, how
you're
sweet.
not. So,
All right, thank you.
all right. Thank you. Ladies, have a great night.
You
Good
too.
Okay.
night. Oh, let's see. Leave.
Oops.